So happy Recovery Month, everybody. This is Dr. Jamie Marich, and I am joined by my ice dance partner, i.e., my collaborative writing and teaching partner, Dr. Stephen Dansiger. And we first and foremost want to wish you happy Recovery Month. So, Stephen, what does recovery mean to you?
Recovery means to me the last 32 years of my life, which has been an ongoing, not a roller coaster, but rather a ride that has brought me an endless degree of lessons and blessings and an opportunity to grow and become the person that I hoped I might become, which is it's right here. How about you, Jamie?
Oh, so recovery, what it means to me, I think the answer would be different every year of my recovery journey, how I'd answer the question. And doing a lot of the research that I'm doing now for some of my work with dissociation, I've been talking to a lot of Native American friends and friends who practice with Native American shamans and healers. And the idea that's been coming up a lot is this one of soul loss, that when we get traumatized or wounded, we lose a piece of our soul. And what healing or recovery looks like is literally going in there and recovering what was lost, whether it's going within ourselves or if we feel it was lost to the void or someone took it from us, to still do that deep healing work of, yes, I can restore myself. For me, it continues to be a work in process. I mean, my life changed very rapidly, very significantly 19 years ago when I decided no longer to take a drink or a drug. But there have been ups and downs in those 19 years as they've related to my mental illness, as they've related to suicidal thinking and self injury. So, recovery for me has never been one and done, but I'm actually grateful for that because for me, recovery gives me an opportunity to grow and to live a richer life than I think I would have had I just been born. I don't think there is such a thing as a normal person, but you know what I mean. If I had been born and been raised without these issues to deal with.
Well, I also see the benefit or the greatest thing that I've gotten or received from recovery is the community.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
the degree to which that was something that got recovery, at least the way in the shape and form that we see it in today, started, is that connection. It continues to be the thing that keeps me going, and I find each year, each day, I find new ways of being connected and having connection that's meaningful and real and healing and nourishing. So that's the other piece that you just brought up for me.
Very well put. So, Stephen and I are both EMDR therapists and trainers and writers, and we have some exciting news that this Recovery Month 2021, our latest collaborative book is coming out, which is Healing Addiction with EMDR Therapy, a trauma focused guide, being released from Springer Publishing on September 22nd. So it's one of those you can look into wherever you buy books and look it up. If you go directly through Springer, there might be some good deals that they run. So again, it is Healing Addiction with EMDR Therapy, a trauma focused guide. So Steve, what was one takeaway for you in us writing this book together?
It's sort of the same way that you just asked about, what does recovery mean? It's what has the last 15 years of my life, our lives meant, which is, really believing, strongly that we can find new ways or a way that is, even more powerful than any of the ways that we've come up with so far to provide the healing for addiction and the suffering of addiction that we see so much. And so my takeaway is this is a real compendium of a whole host of learning that has been fed by our recovery and our experience as clinicians and as practitioners of mindfulness and mindfulness-based work. And so I'm just really, I feel, complete and transitioning into offering it and feeling very excited about that.
Yes, me too. So here at the Institute for Creative Mindfulness, we will have a couple of great videos being featured during Recovery Month. I most want to draw attention to September 26th. It's a Sunday. I will actually be out in Los Angeles. It'll be the first time Steve and I have seen each other. We were together when quarantine started, weirdly enough, in LA. And I had this sense of, am I ever going to be able to get back to Ohio? And we've seen each other only on Zoom screens in the last year and a half. So I will be in Los Angeles for the Therapy Reimagined conference the few days before. And so Steve and I will be doing on Sunday, September 26th from, it'll be, let me get my time zones right, 9 to 12 Pacific, 12 to 3 Eastern, and then you could translate with it with any other time zone from that. We'll be doing a free for the content 3-hour webinar on healing EMDR therapy with addiction, a trauma focused guide. And you'll get an insight here into how we're approaching the book. But it's more than just going through the book. It's really an overview of how we've approached EMDR over all these years, which is when people ask us questions like, well, what protocol do you use for addiction? Our answer is often the standard, well conceptualized. What, you don't use one of the specialty protocols? Not always or not usually. So we'll be giving you a little bit of the step-by-step. It's not even step-by-step flow of how to do that. It's more of a step-by-step ideas on how to properly conceptualize when you're working with addiction. And yeah, it will be one of those webinars we do that is free for the content. So if you could come in real time or anytime the week after, we'll have the replay up on Facebook here on the Mindful Ohio and Institute for Creative Mindfulness page, and it'll be available for credits in the weeks after if you do want to get the purchase link to the course and get your credits for it afterwards. But if you're just needing the content, you are welcome to join us free of charge for that day and the week following. And then yes, September, yes, we're in September already. So hard to believe. So September 22nd, Springer Publishing, Healing Addiction with EMDR Therapy, a trauma focused guide. And Steve, why don't you tell our listeners what your favorite part is about the cover?
Well, it's purple,
Yes.
and it's purple.
And it's purple. My favorite, my walls are purple in my office. Purple is my favorite color. So when we were going back and forth with them on cover designs, and then they gave us this purple option after we kept complaining about some of the other ones, Steve and I both said, yes, please.
We'll take the Prince cover.
Exactly. So again, happy healthy recovery month to all of you, and we hope to see you here online for some of our events to follow.